Hi, welcome to Mama Sue's Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you what we're going to have tonight for supper to eat, and it's called an iron skillet tamale pie. Now, we won't use the iron skillet until we're ready to put it in the oven, but to save time, I have browned 1 pound of lean ground beef, 1 green bell pepper chopped, and 1 onion chopped. And as you can see, that's already done. I want to tell you that I think it would be fine if you want to use ground turkey in this instead of the ground beef. But if you need to drain it right now if there's a need. Mine is completely lean, and by the time I cooked it, I didn't need to drain any. But to that, I'm going to add a 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce, and I'm using the red, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. I'm going to make sure that I get all of that out. And to that, I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of chili powder, and I'm going to put 2 halves because I can get my half down in here. So that's 1 half and 2 halves make 1 teaspoon, and a teaspoon of cumin. This one hasn't been opened. Let me see if I have one that's already open. Maybe I don't, so I'm sorry, I thought it was open. Don't mean to waste your time. Okay, so it's going to be a teaspoon of cumin, so I'm going to put 2 halves. Okay, I'm going to stir that and turn the heat up a little, bring it to a boil. And when I do this, when it comes to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat, and I'm going to simmer it for 20 minutes. And I'm going to stir it occasionally while it's simmering. And then we'll have to add the next part to it. But I'm going to try something new today, and I hope it's going to work. Coffee time with John and his mom is one of my favorite places. I think John and I became friends talking over our cookbooks. You know, he has a cookbook right now that he's selling for his church. And I shared some tidbits with him, and he sent me a message last night telling me how I can do videos and not tie up my phone for hours. So today's going to be the first day I'm going to try it. And I'm hoping that I'm able to do that. But this is just beginning. I can see a little bubble. But you can see after it simmers for 20 minutes, then I will come back and we'll complete it. So let's hope that I understood what John told me to do, and this is going to work. Do you see? I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's bubbling. And I'm going to let it bubble just a little bit longer to make sure it's to a good boil before I turn it down. And then in 20 minutes, I'll be back. Okay, this is simmered for 20 minutes. And what I'm going to do is I have taken 1.5 cups of grated cheese, and I have a mixture of cheddar and Monterey Jack. I'm going to add that to this meat mixture. Stir it really good. And then I'm going to set it aside while I stir up the next part. Okay. Now, this is going to be the cornbread mixture for the tamale pie. It calls for, and I'm gonna try to let you see the mixing bowl as I put it in there. 2 cups of cornmeal, self-rising cornmeal, and this is a 1/2 cup measuring. So I'm gonna put 4 of these in. Okay, 4 of those equals 2 cups. And then to that, I'm going to put 1 cup of cream style corn. 1 cup. I'm going to add 3/4 cup of whole milk. A 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. And 2 eggs. Break my eggs in here just to make sure everything's okay. Here's 1. And 2. All right. I'm going to stir this really good together. This is in my cookbook on page 34. I had one of my followers over the weekend say that they had made this and they really liked it. So I thought this will be something, and all I'm going to have to go with it is a green salad. Now, to that mixture, I'm going to put a teaspoon of chili powder. Let me pick up my, so I'm going to use 2 halves. Okay. And a teaspoon of sugar. Now remember, I keep some in here. I'll use my teaspoon for that. Keep it in here just for cooking. All right, I'm going to stir all that really good. The chili powder gives this a different taste than, of course, than regular cornbread. But what I have already done is I've taken a 10-inch skillet and I've lightly greased it, and I did it with Crisco. And I'm going to put about 1/3 of this mixture in here. And then I'm going to put it in my preheated 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. That's just to let the bottom get set just a little bit. So I'm going to set it for 10 minutes and we'll be back. Hello, it's been 10 minutes. So I'm going to take that out of the oven. And as you can see, it just kind of firmed it up just a little bit. And now all we're going to do is this that we had set aside after we put the cheese in it. I'm going to spoon it on. Okay. And then the rest of this cornbread mixture that I didn't put on, I'm just going to spoon it over it. Okay. Then I'm going to put it back in the oven and I'm going to bake it 35 to 40 minutes. And after I do that, I'll be back after it's ready. Let me set my timer. I'm going to set it for 35 to check it. Okay, the cornbread has been cooking on this tamale pie for 35 minutes, and I'm going to take it out of the oven. The recipe tells you to stick a toothpick in the cornbread to see if it's, and it is. Let me show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. Okay? It would do better if I let it set, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it and I'm going to play it and just see what this looks like. Okay. It's steamy hot right now, so I am definitely going to let it cool. But it smells delicious. It tastes delicious also. Like I said, I just made a green salad that I'm going to have with that. And I'm really going to let it sit for probably about 5 minutes before I put Harold's on his plate. But y'all, I hope that you have had a wonderful day. And we are blessed to just be alive. Thank the good Lord that He woke you up this morning and that you have breath to breathe. But wherever you go, you be salt and light. I wish you could see this. Let's see if you can. Let's see. I don't know if you can or not. But I have the brass and I also have the silver. I love them both. I wear them all the time. Be salt and light. Let others see Jesus in you. Talk to you later.